morning. It is Monday. It took me a minute, but it is Monday. And today, what's been on my mind since yesterday is individuality and being yourself. And I've mentioned many times about how everybody's so different. And we are. And God, I believe, made us that way to be different. And I think for a lot of people, we're nearly polar opposites. You know, we're all just different. But what I want to encourage you today and every day is to embrace that, to be yourself, to be different, to be happy, to be who you want to be. And I'm sure you've heard it a million times, but it's good, and I would encourage you to get to know yourself and who you are, what you like, what you don't like. I am 100% for and believe in being by yourself and getting to know yourself before you try to have any kind of relationship with anybody, friends, romantic relationships, whatever, because it's crazy what I've learned in the time that I've spent alone. And I like being alone, but with me, in seasons that I've had where I've been healing, I will isolate. You know, that's, I guess, how I do it. I don't know how everybody else does it. I think that's really just a reflex, knee-jerk reaction, I guess. For me, I'll isolate. I don't want to be around nobody. And I think the longer that you're not, the more that you don't want to be. And I don't think it's bad. You know, I really think some of us are not meant to be social butterflies and all that stuff. But the point is, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy, do that. You know, if you want to walk around town every day in a pair of checkered overalls, do it. Don't even think twice about the people that's going to look at you funny or talk about you, because, honey, they're going to do that anyway. It ain't going to matter. There's always going to be somebody miserable and mad and talking about you. And the crazy thing that I've encountered in life that just boggles my mind is how people, and I've been there too, I've got caught up in stuff and been, worried about people and trying to help people. And God taught me about it. I learned. I guess I'm still learning. But people, whether they're meaning to or not, they will try to force their way of thinking onto you. Or their way of believing or whatever. And to me, it's crazy. Like I'm not going to try to force you to do nothing. I'm not going to be mean to you. We can believe completely opposite or do completely opposite, look completely opposite. And what Christ has taught me and what the Bible says and what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to love you and be good to you anyway. And bottom line of it is, there are people that will never believe the way that I do. And it is not for me to try to make them. And that's the thing. And I think we get a little confused about it sometimes. Get caught up in things and we're taught certain things that are not, I don't think, what it's supposed to be. And we try to force it on people, and things like that. Or we try to force our way of life and all that, And I've talked about that before, and I used a funny example of, I like Ford, so that should be the only vehicle that everybody drives. See how stupid that sounds? Like we're going to be who we are and believe the way we are, and that doesn't mean that we're bad. Doesn't mean that people are bad. I don't think people are bad. I think we're all capable of bad. But what I want to encourage you is I want you to be yourself. I want us to be ourselves. I want you to have your Nat in here. Have your one-on-one relationship with him. And if you don't believe, don't want to believe, or determined not to believe, you're going to have to go somewhere else. We're probably not going to connect. Because I know him and, I believe. So I'm definitely going to be talking about him. But have your one-on-one relationship and you and him go about this thing together. And you and him decide what you do. Preferably him. Let you know what to do. Do your best. Don't let people treat you some kind of way and try to force things on you. And, because I don't at all believe we're all supposed to be down here doing the same thing. I don't believe that. I believe we all have different jobs to do. I believe that. And that don't mean we're all getting everything right. Because I can live to be 200 and I'll still not have it figured out. And he knows that. But there are things that you're going to need to do. Stuff you're supposed to do. You're going to have talents that people don't understand. It's not for them to. It's not for them. So, be yourself. Be good to yourself. And I think when it said, lean not into your own understanding, we can kind of include in there, lean not into Bob's understanding and Karen's understanding. Yeah. Because I could think about you and I could think, oh, this is what they need to do and they'd be so good at this, or man, it'd be good for them if they'd just do this, and be way off in the left field and completely wrong. And God, like, I chose what I want them to do, not you. So lean on him, what he'd have you to do, not other people, and be who you are. Be you. Do what you want to do. Because I'm going to be honest, I had thought the other day, and I thought, man, that was just, for lack of a better way to put it, that was just dumb. You know, like I had to let myself know, you know. And let me tell you, normally, and you can see it on here in these videos, normally I'm in old t-shirts, cut off shorts or work pants and boots or whatever, because my day job, I work with oversize. It's not cute and pretty, and you know, I'm trying to put effort in. I got bangs now and I've got to do something with them, and I'm putting makeup on. I'm trying to, you know, have some effort. You know, but I don't really feel like a woman most of the time because of my day job, because of what I do. And there's stuff I enjoy, and I've mentioned a million times, like I love, you know, I bet you're not even in here. I love my old trucks and stuff like that. I love big trucks. We've talked about that. But I like to just getting to be a woman. You know. And the other day, excuse me, I had you doing it again? I had an event that I could look like a girl. Well, I did. And looked nice. My hair looks nice. Makeup looks nice. Had me on a little cute dress. And I was working on some things, like I'm always doing. And my hair was getting on my nerves. It was hot. I was like, you're up here trying to fit in where you don't fit in. And I had to I was like, oh, wait a minute. You know, because I wasn't around anybody. Wasn't trying to fit in with anybody. Wasn't trying to do anything or be anything that I wasn't. But I looked nice. And for me, you know, because I look like this most every day. But it was like mentally, those insecurities and things like that was coming up and me trying to enjoy myself. And I was like, now wait a minute. I can look nice if I want to. I can wear a cute little dress if I want to. I can have my makeup on, my hair done if I want to. I can do what I want to do. And sometimes I think we got to mentally get ourselves together, if that makes sense. Because I think that we have so much background noise over our whole life. We grow up and we have parents or family or neighbors or teachers. I mean, all this stuff. We have all this stuff. And we constantly have the noise of this is what you should do. This is what you should be. Are you serious? That's too much. Get back in there. We're constantly being told what to do and how to do it and what to look like and all this stuff. And it's wrong. It might work for somebody over here, but it's not for you. I just don't believe we're all supposed to be the same. And maybe it's because I'm a little different. I don't know. But you know what really bothers me and irritates me? And I was one of these kids in school, you know. But what bothers me and irritates me is that there's people, especially kids, out here feeling some kind of way and awful, being picked on, being treated horrible, because they don't fit that. They're different, you know. And I really think everybody's different in their own kind of way. I think a lot of people are just real good at being a chameleon. They'll blend in. They'll do what it is to blend in. They're scared to stand out. They've been made fun of. They've been treated some kind of way. But today, I want to encourage you, whether you're an adult, whether you're 60-year-old or you're 15, be yourself. Because let me tell you, regardless of who don't like it, who don't like you, who's making fun of you, Jesus loves you. And he's rooting for you. And he thinks you're awesome. Not that you're perfect, because none of us are. But he loves you. And those little things about you that's different, that's weird to other people, those are the best things about you. Those are the things that are going to help the people that you're meant to help. And that's just like I did that video the other day about that little man, little homeless man. God, he broke my heart. And me just trying to figure out what to do for him. And ended up me not having anything to do for him, but other people did. And I thought, you know, I wanted to do something, but I couldn't. And maybe it was because there was something about me that would have hindered that little man. Or I was going to get up there and mess it up. I was going to say something I shouldn't say. And God knew that. He was like, I know you're wanting to help, but this ain't for you. And that's something that's bothered me a lot of times, is I've wanted so bad to do something or help somebody, and I couldn't. You know, just like you've seen people struggling and you want to help them, and you're struggling and you can't. You know? And it's frustrating, but I believe that there's reasons for that. And God's all-knowing, he knows our heart. So he knows who we can help and who we can't. And sometimes there's just something about us that can help somebody. But you can help somebody else. What I mean is, be you. Be you. And I get so irritated when people are looked down on and talked about because they're different. Honey, I love black. I love gothic stuff. I write paranormal romance. I love vampires. I love crows. I love cemeteries. And a lot of people, and I've even had people tell me, that's weird. But never ask why. Even like with skeletons, I love skeletons. Used to didn't. Used to thought it was weird. Love them now. And people are like, that's weird. Well, you know what? God created that skeletal system. And the fact that we can stand upright and it all links together and it all works is amazing to me. But a lot of people don't think of it that way. They see a skeleton or a skull and they think death. Well, death has a beauty to it to me because I'm saved. Because death has no power over me. You know, we all believe different and see things differently, and it's okay. It's okay. So I want to encourage you today, because you may very well right now, and I hope that you don't, because I've been there and I know how it feels. But I hope that you ain't got somebody in your ear trying to change you and tell you you're wrong and this, that, and the other. But you might. And I want to encourage you to be kind. Don't argue with people. Don't be mean. Be kind. But be who you are. Be yourself. Be good to yourself. And know that you're beautifully, wonderfully made. And I'll just add right in, uniquely made. And embrace your individuality. Be who you are. Be happy. And when people or anybody, you know, might say that you're weird or they don't get something or whatever, just be nice to them and go on. And be yourself. Continue doing what you're doing. Be happy. Spread some joy and some light. We need some color in this dark world. And maybe you're a big bright orange color. You know, or a yellow or a blue. I know that's probably not making sense to some people, but you get what I'm saying. Your ray of whatever color, your sunshine, the world needs it. So, don't go be dull. Because you weren't created to be dull. Now go color the world with your little unique whatever you got. I'll see y'all later.